So Joel, Altered Carbon is coming up in probably a couple of weeks' time, and the expectations are actually here because everyone's tweeting about it. The last time I checked, it's a tweet a minute. So, do you think it's
That's
gonna?
great.
I know. Do you think it's gonna live up to the expectations?
I know it will. I've seen it.
Well, I've seen it as well, so I believe it's gonna live up to the expectations. And speaking of which, there are two other books, sequel books to it. So, do you think this will turn into a franchise? And if so, are you up to it?
I mean, I think the ambition with this is definitely to do, to continue.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I mean, that's up to the audience. If the audience likes it, then I'm sure that Netflix would want to do a second season. Last time I looked in the second book, he was Kovacs was played, or he was in an African, Jamaican-born sleeve. So I don't think that's going to be me.
Well, CG is really good these days. So
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Speaking of adapting to new bodies, the thing is, even if I get a new haircut, I can't adapt to it. And you just wake up in this and you just go total berserk on everyone. How do you do it?
It just comes with the job.
All right. The job is pretty sweet, though. The thing is, you actually don't really live like a hero, but more like a rock star. You booze every day and you have unprotected sex, this, that. So how do you balance that with the hero's personality?
Well, I mean, I personally, I gravitate towards characters that are flawed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really interested in these kind of black and white heroes or villains. I don't think that that's so interesting. I think life much more takes place in the gray zone. Yeah. So I try to find characters that, they have, good intentions and, at the bottom of their heart, they're a good person, but, they've gone through a lot of shit, so they're not always, doing the right thing.
Super decent, right?
Yeah, and that makes it more interesting. I think it's easier as an audience to identify with somebody that's not perfect because I don't think any of us are perfect.
Perfect answer. So, speaking of, again, adapting to new bodies, the thing is, after House of Cards and Suicide Squad, you're getting into superstardom. And how do you adapt to that? And one more question, do you still get ID that, I don't know, System Bola get?
No, I don't. I don't get ID that System Bola get. It's very rude of them, No, I feel incredibly fortunate to get to do this for a living. I feel like a professional football player. I get to it's like I get paid to do my hobby.
Yeah.
And I just feel very fortunate. It makes me want to work harder and be more dedicated.
Great to hear that. Do you do your own groceries?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so this actually Altered Carbon took nearly 2 decades to get adapted to the screen. So what if they rebooted something like Rambo or Bloodsport? Which one would you prefer?
I don't know. I think they just did a new Bloodsport, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or maybe that was Kickboxer. I don't know. I think I have to, after Altered Carbon, I have to go play, somebody that has a terminal disease or something. I have to get my credibility back.
I know. And what if you wake up in a body and it's either Marlon Brando or James Dean? Which one would you prefer?
Like what Marlon Brando?
Young.
The young Marlon Brando. I think I'd take Marlon Brando.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you don't know the old James Dean yet.
That's true, that's true. Yeah, it's a hard choice.
Okay. What is really making you tick at the set of Altered Carbon?
I mean, first of all, we had an incredible cast, so there was always a very good atmosphere on set. But then, I mean, I've done a couple of big films, but I've never been on a set that the Altered Carbon sets were like. The set builds were incredible. They were like 3 football fields deep, incredibly detailed set build. It was like just entering into a new city, a futuristic city, and 450 extras walking around. You didn't have to imagine anything. You just stepped into this world, and I mean I kind of got my mind blown a couple of times.
It's a city they built for you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. This was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.